If my material is a batch managed material, batch which has few common characteristics, okay, like the manufacturing date, the total life of that particular batch. We maintain the status, whether it is restricted or unrestricted. And if we are doing the recurring inspection, then the next inspection date, I want my results to be copied to the batch so that even in the batch, I should be able to see the details of the results of the MICs which were tested on this particular batch. Whenever a lot is created and I'm doing the result recording and the usage decision, and at that time, I want my result to be copied to the batch class. There are few prerequisites if you want to do that. Like in the configuration, we need to make some changes, and even some master data need to be created. The material should be a batch managed material. We have some clear master data, basic master data, which is required. We have an MIC, which we want to test. Create a class characteristics which should have similar kind of structure which is we are maintaining in the MIC. Okay, and then we link both the class characteristics and the MIC. Then the batch class need to be created. In the material, we will be activating the classification view. Here we will be assigning this batch class. Batch creation normally comes when the either I am procuring it the raw material, okay, and if it is the batch managed material, or if it is like from the production department, the finished good we are getting, and then we assign a batch to that particular material. So let's see how it works in the system. The detail of my material, it's an MM02 transaction, and the material is this. Continue with this. So plant 1000, and in the inspection setup, let me activate inspection type 01 also. In this, activate it, you can check the details. And to check that it is a batch managed material, we can go to the plant data and storage 1 view. And this is my location. So here this batch management, this is checked, and even the batch managed material, whether you want it at the plant level or such settings can be maintained. Here we maintain the SLED data, self-life expiration, what will be the total life of the material for a batch, in which unit you are maintaining, whether it is in days or in years and all. So those things we maintain in this SLED data. Let me first save this. MSC3N. This is a transaction which is used to see the detail of a batched material. And suppose this is a material, and if we search any batch exists for this particular material, batch, press enter key. This is the batch number, and the material is this, and the plant is 1000. And SLED data, date of manufacturing, what will be the status of the batch, whether it is unrestricted or restricted. If you are using a recurring inspection, then you are maintaining the interval. Next inspection date will be maintained in the batch. Classification. Sometimes we do want that when we are doing the result recording, the details of this batch should also reflect the results. If we go to the material, this is the material, and in the classification view, if we select continue, then at present for this particular material, no class is assigned here. Configuration which is required before we proceed further, QCC0, enter, and in the basic settings, maintain setting at the plant level, we are working on the plant C1000, so double click on it. Inspection lot completion. Here we can see this batch valuation is there. If you want that the results which are entered for the MIC while doing result recording should be automatically reflected in the batch also, then we have to check this checkbox, batch valuation without material specification. This is one configuration which is required if you want automatic batch valuation for any material at the plant level. We are doing this setting. Save it. And since it's a configurational changes, transport request will come. Save it. Let's check the existing MIC. QS23, enter. And if I see the MIC's test one is there, let's see what all data which is maintained for this quantitative MIC. Complete copy model is selected and some quantitative data is maintained, say 10 to 12. The control indicator, upper lower specifications are selected, sampling procedure, single result recording and required characteristics, and fixed scope is selected. Here you can see the class characteristic is there. Okay, and at present it is blank. We haven't assigned any class characteristics. First, we have to create a class characteristics, and then we will assign it here. Let me remove these extra values which are maintained in this. Okay, so the rules for the tolerance, I have removed that, and then save it. Now we will try to create a class. The TCODE which we use is /n CL01, enter. The class you have the option for others also, but for the batch it is 0 to 3. Okay, so we will create a class for a batch, and I'm entering the name as this with the prefix C class. Let's enter key. So it will open these details, and here we can enter the description. Let me copy the same description here. Press enter key. Valid from date is specified, and I'm not maintaining any extra information in this. Let's save it. We will create a class characteristics. At present, we have created a class. And for that, the TCODE which is used is /n CT04, enter. Enter the name of the class characteristics. Let's say characteristics, okay, and test 1. Press enter key. Do you want to create it? Say yes. And here I can enter the same description, okay, which is this, and press enter key. Format, you will select the data type format. And since my MIC is a measurable MIC, so I will be selecting numeric format in this. size, the number of characters. Okay, so we have the range from 10 to 12. So we will enter the number of characters as 2. Do you want to maintain the decimals and the unit? Those data, if you want, you can maintain it here in this. Okay, and in the description, it is picking these data. In the value, we will enter the value which are allowed. QS23 enter the MIC where the data which I have maintained is 10 to 12. Okay, so similar kind of class characteristics we will be creating. So my range will be 10 space hyphen space 12 allowed for this characteristics. I have specified that enter, and in the additional data I'm not maintaining any extra information in this. Okay. And in the restriction, we can add the restriction if required. Like if I'm using for a batch class, then I can specify as a restriction 023, which is for a batch. I will enter that. Okay. And press enter key. Okay. So it was taken as batch. Let's save it. So I have created one characteristics, and this is the characteristics which I have created. Let me create one more characteristics. Test 2. Okay. Enter. And here I'm entering the same as my description. Press enter key. And you need to tell the data type for this. And since I want to use it for qualitative MIC, then I can select this characteristics format in this. Number of characters allowed, you can enter say 50 in this. And in the values, other values check. Okay. And here we can select catalog characteristics, continue, format changed. Okay. So I can select my plant as 1000, enter, and the selected sets we can specify. I can assign the, so let me select color to it and enter. And then we can see the details also, what is maintained. These are the codes which are maintained. And let's save it. To create it is CL01. To go to the change mode, it is CL02. Press enter key. Batch class which we have created, press enter key. At present, we haven't assigned the class characteristics. Assign this both the class characteristics which we have created to the batch class. Either you can search it. We have created this one. Similar name I have used for the another one. So I'm just entering one here. Press enter keys. For the qualitative MIC where we have assigned the catalogs, the quantitative MIC where we have specified the range from 10 to 12 and then save it. MM02 enter, and this is my material. Classification view should be activated in the material. Okay. Click on continue, and here we can assign the class which we have just now created. So we can search the class which we have created. Test 1. So select this, press enter key. We have assigned these two class characteristics. quantitative, this is for qualitative class characteristics. Okay. And then save it. Okay. Now we will go to our MICs. We will go to QS23, enter, and let me first select, say, okay, test 2, which is press enter key. You will find the class characteristics, and it is a qualitative MIC. Let me enter the class characteristics 2, it will be, okay, or you can search it from here also if you want. Okay, let's test asterisk test, asterisk, enter 2. So I have entered that same only here. Press enter key, then data is pre-assigned in the MIC. Press enter key and then save it. Let's assign the second class characteristics to this MIC also. Press enter key, and it is a quantitative MIC, and we will assign our class characteristics test 1, which we have created. If you want, you can search it again. You will find that for test 1. And press enter key again, it will just give you a warning. Data is pre-assigned in the MIC. Okay, press enter key and just save it. We have created 2 class characteristics and we have assigned in the MIC, and even in the material master, we have assigned the batch class. When we run the cycle, then whatever results we enter for this particular MIC should come to the batch class. In the material master, we have activated inspection type 01. So to create a lot for 01, it is ME21N, and press enter key. Purchase order, this is my vendor. Press enter, and the header level data we can enter. And this is my material. Quantity, I'm keeping it C25, and the plant is 1000. And storage location, I can enter say this, press enter key. This error for the cross price and all. Okay, let me copy whatever is required. Okay, so I'm just entering some dummy data in this. Enter, and here also I'm entering some values. Okay, enter. Press enter key again and check it once. I need to maintain the quality info record also for this. To create a quality info record for the same material and vendor combination. We can open another session and QS01 enter and press enter key, and we can just maintain some date, say this much, and let's save it. Now we will try to continue with the purchase order transaction and check it once. Save it. Document number will be generated, purchase document number, and this is the number which is generated. We can copy it and do the Migo for it. /n Migo, enter. Select code receipt against the purchase order. Okay, so here it is purchase order, and this is my order number, purchase order number. Enter. Select item, okay, and then click on check once. Okay, so this batch number is created 118. Okay, post it. We'll go to our QA32 report to check the lot. Press enter key and just execute it with the origin one, and this is the one. Okay, 25. Stop posting required for this material, and it is in created state. So I think the plan doesn't exist for this material. Let me create the plan. Valuation QP01, enter, and this is the material. Plant is 1000. Press enter key, and I can use the usage as 5 and status as 4 for the released. And in the operation we can enter the control key and some descriptions. Select this and go to the inspection characteristics. Here we can assign the MICs which we have created. So we can search the MIC, say asterisk test, asterisk, enter, and I have created this test 1 and test 2. Okay, so we can use both. And here I can enter, say test 2, press enter key. We need to tell the sampling procedure. It is a quantitative MIC. Okay, so I can take the sample size as 2, enter. Now it is asking me for the second, which is a qualitative. Again, I am using this manual valuation. Press enter key and we can check once the details. Okay, in the control indicator, these are the details which we have maintained. QS23, enter. When we link the class characteristics to our MICs, then those MICs will become a reference MIC. It will no longer be a complete copy model or incomplete copy model. So press enter key. We have assigned the class characteristics, and now you can see it is a reference characteristics, whereas previously it was not a referenced characteristics. Even if you go to the control indicator, it will tell you that we cannot change the few control indicators, as now it is a reference characteristics. Few indicators are disabled. You can see here. Okay. Continue. And if we go to the catalogs, even this is disabled now. Okay. So even if you try to change it, you will not be able to change the catalogs now. Okay. Let me select pass. So it will give you that it will be in the display mode. Continue. Let's save it, and let me show you the another MIC also, which was test 1, where we have assigned another class characteristics. And here again, you can see it is a reference characteristics. Go to the control indicators. Again, this message comes, and even these few things are disabled. If you try to change it, it won't allow you to make the changes here. So let's save it. The sampling procedure, I'm using the same for both the MICs, which is sample sizes 2 for this. Okay, continue, and we can save it. Now we can assign this plan to our lot. In created state, we can assign that just now created plan to it. Okay, click on task list. The plan has been assigned. Click on sample and save it. Refresh it. It's in released and calculated. Select this, and if we go for the result recording, we have assigned test 1 and test 2, and the batch number is this. So if we see the details of the batch, the classification view, the class which is assigned is this. Let's go back and now we can enter some value here. So if I enter, say, within the specification, which is 11, and here if I enter, say, color as again accepted, which is blue, and the value is 2, press enter key. Status is 2, select all, click on lock. I'm accepting it. For the second one, also accepting it, and then save it. So let's do the UD for the same. Both the values are within the specification. You can enter the value as accepted and the batch number is this. Move the stock to unrestricted, enter, and then save it. Batch, to see the detail of the batch and the transaction which we can use is MSC3N. Here we can enter the batch material number and the batch which was 18. Okay, and the plant is 1000. Press enter key, and in the basic data, the details you can see, and in the classification, whatever results we have entered, characteristics, these are coming. And let's check the same thing in the QA32 report also. Enter. Let me select all the lots because we have done the usage decision. Execute it. And if we go for the display mode of the results, and here is the batch number, which is 118, and we have entered the value 11 and blue. In the batch, it is 11 and blue. Batch number is 18, material is this. This is how you can map the things in the system so that the whatever results you will enter in the result recording screen, those will be reflected in your batch. If we go to the usage decision, the batch number, you can see it is 118, and in the extras, if there is this batches, and if I click on batch values, then it will display me the values or the results which we have entered for this batch, and we have entered the value 11 and the color as 2. If we click on batch where used, execute, it will show you the where used list also. If I click on batch status, it is this. If we click on this batch and details, then it will take you to the batch, and in the classification here again you can see the values which are entered. In the material data tab, double click on it, it will show you the data which is maintained 10 to 12 for this quantitative MIC, and for the qualitative MIC, these are the catalogs which are assigned to it.